Oh my gosh, forgot to turn up the mic. But hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Music Talk Thursdays. I'm your host, Chloe, and for today's episode, we're going to be talking about specifically the weekend, but we're going to be talking about his new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, his upcoming tour, and just much more about him. So, I mean, today was really gloomy, and that sucks. But whatever, it's okay now. Anyways, so I guess let's get started. I mean, so the Weeknd dropped his album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Um, the album released on January 31st. And if you're a Weeknd fan, you know that this album is considered he's considering it like his last album as The Weeknd. Like I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be making music, but like it's not gonna be under the name The Weeknd, you know? So the album came out and it was a great album, you know. I feel like honestly, like while listening to it, I felt like I could really tell like, yeah, this is definitely like his last album just by like the sound of it and everything. So, great album. And first thing about him, well, not about him, but like kind of falls under the album. So, like I said, he released the album January 31st. And that same day he released the album, he announced he's doing a tour, a stadium tour. Um, and he's gonna be going with Playboy Cardi. Now, the way I found out about it was so funny because I forgot where I was, but like I wasn't looking at my phone at the time because I had listened to the album. It was like 8 in the morning. I was like, okay, I like this, whatever. And then I had went somewhere and I wasn't looking at my phone for like a good hour. And then when I got out, my sister sends me a post of his on Instagram. She's like, "The Weeknd's going on tour with Playboy Cardi. Oh my gosh. Ah." And I was like, I didn't know what to say because I was just shocked that a tour announcement even came out the same day the album released. So I was just like, "Whoa, like this is crazy." And if there are any Weekend fans watching, he's doing 3 dates for New York, New Jersey. It's gonna be in MetLife Stadium. He's doing 3 dates for New York, New Jersey, June 5th to June 7th. So, if you wanna go see The Weekend, look into those tickets. Um, and I'm actually going myself, and I'm very excited because I am a huge Weekend fan, and I went to his last tour back in 2023, I think it was. Amazing. But I really wanted to go, especially that he's doing it with Playboy Cardi now, and I love Playboy Cardi. But, like and now, like, I'm gonna be able to see both of them at the same time. It's just like I'm really excited for that. But, I wanna kinda get into my thoughts of, like, this being his last time going under the name The Weeknd. And to be honest, it's kinda bittersweet because it's like he's been known as The Weeknd since, like, it's I don't know, I wanna say 2010, but I could be wrong, but it's been a while. So, just seeing that, like, I guess that era of him is finally coming to an end is just it's insane. And, like I said at the beginning, he's I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be making music, just he's not gonna be under the name The Weeknd, he's gonna be under, like, his actual name, Abel. Um, so yeah, I mean, if he is still making music, I'm of course excited to hear it, but, like, you know, the little his weekend at what am I saying? His persona as The Weeknd, I feel like will always hold, like, a special place in my heart. Um, so yeah. Now I wanna get into the album. So, you know, The Weeknd's typical music is like R&B, I guess you could say, like, a little bit of pop and some hip hop, but, like, I think it's mostly R&B. This album was very R&B heavy, though, in my opinion. So and I really like that about that album. Um, I think my favorite songs off of it were "I Can't Wait to Get There" and "Niagara Falls." Wow. Those 2 songs were just amazing. Like I said, very heavily R&B based. For when I was listening to "I Can't Wait to Get There," for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, it reminded me like, just the vibe of the song reminded me of, like, a Michael Jackson song, and I think that's why, like, I like that one so much. And Niagara Falls, I don't really know what it reminded me of, but I just I just like that song. But I think, like, out of those 2, like, I Can't Wait to Get There is definitely it has that number 1 spot. 'Cause like I said, it reminds me of a Michael Jackson song, and I love Michael Jackson. So, yeah. Um, I wanna get into the features of the album now. So, Imma start with the, like, 2 singles that he had already released for the album. So, first we have "Timeless" with him and Playboi Carti. In the last episode about the Grammys, I had mentioned how The Weeknd, he had performed he had performed "Cry for Me" off his new album, and then Playboi Carti came out for the "Timeless," I believe, yeah. So, I mean, him and Playboi Carti, honestly, I did not expect them as a duo, but, like, at the same time, it was like, "Okay, I could kinda see this." And just when I heard that song for the first time, I was in shock. Like, I was not expecting it to sound like that, and it was just wow. It was amazing. And that's why, like, also, like, after I heard that song, I was like, "Yeah, I think when The Weeknd announces that tour, I will be there because I need to see that." And it's so funny because if I'm not mistaken, I think when that song had came out, I think me and my sister were like, "Imagine if Playboi Carti goes on tour with him." And then turns out now they're going on tour together. So that's funny to me. Um, then we have Anita on I might pronounce this wrong, so I apologize. Sao Paulo? Um, that one I really was not expecting because and I don't listen to Anita consistently, but, like, I've heard a couple of her songs, and I like her music. She's if you don't know who Anita is, she's a she's from Brazil. She makes Spanish music, whatever, whatever. Like I said, her music is good. So, that song, I I was not see I couldn't just I don't even have words for it, like, I'm almost, like, speechless because it was, like that was one collab that it was like, "Okay, wow," like, I don't think anyone saw that coming, like, them 2 pairing up, but that one's really good. That one's very, kinda like Latin, and yeah, it's very upbeat. I wanna say it's like EDM, but, like, it's not. I don't know. Oh, and also Timeless is, like, hip hop. It's hip hop. Yeah. And then some other features, we have Lana Del Rey on The Abyss, and now Lana Del Rey, they her and The Weeknd have collab before. I think I know she was on Starboy Interlude from his Starboy album, and I think he was on a song on one of her albums, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really listen to Lana Del Rey like that, so, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I know, like, for a fact, she was on Starboy Interlude with him, and I like The Abyss, I mean, yeah, it was a good song. I mean, them 2 always make great music together, though, so, like, that's why I don't really know what to say because that whole album, honestly, it left me speechless the whole time. Um, Then we have Future on Enjoy the Show, and again, him and Future have collaborated before. Um, he was on The Weeknd was on Future's song Low Life, I think. Yeah. And them 2 also just make great music together, and I did like that one. I feel like Future's voice sounded very different from, like, what I normally hear of his, because like, same thing with, like, Anita, like, I don't really listen to Future's music like that, but, like, I've heard a couple of songs and I like him, he's a good rapper. Um, but his voice sounded very different, like, I don't know, but I like the song. And then the last feature we have on the album was Travis Scott on Reflections Laughter, and that song was amazing. Him and Travis Scott have also collabed. He was on Travis Scott's last album, Utopia, with the song K-pop, which was it was The Weeknd, Travis Scott, and Bad Bunny. So again, not surprised that they're making good music as per usual. Um, but yeah, those are just some of the features. There's more, and like when you go check out the album yourself, if you want, you'll hear them. So yeah. Um, and now something interesting that I noticed from the album was the transition from the last song of the album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like the song on the album is called Hurry Up Tomorrow. I'm not talking about the album name. But yeah, the transition from Hurry Up Tomorrow into his first song off of his trilogy album. If you listen to the album, whatever, listen to the whole thing. When you get to the last song, Hurry Up Tomorrow, cue up his first song from his trilogy album. There was a thing going around on like my Instagram and TikTok that if you transition those songs or like that song, I mean, it transis Hurry Up Tomorrow. Sorry. I'm like stumbling on my words. Hurry Up Tomorrow transitions into the first song off a trilogy, which I found that very interesting because it's almost like it's kind of going in like a full circle. Like his first album as The Weeknd to his last album as The Weeknd, which that was round of applause to him for that because that was some true art right there. Yeah. Um, and now I kind of want to talk about his discography, but more specifically, like his last 3 albums. So, or his last 3 trilogies, if you want to say. Um, After Hours, Dawn FM, and the new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, I personally think that The Weeknd has honestly created, and a lot of people on like Instagram, Twitter, or X, TikTok, a lot of people say this, but like I think The Weeknd has created one of the best trilogies ever because it's like it kind of tells us I feel like it kind of tells a story like each album. So After Hours, Dawn FM, and Hurry Up Tomorrow. I feel like the albums kind of show a story of like almost like a phase of life. And I find that really creative. So just wow. I just I don't really have any words to say because it's like The Weeknd has made such good music for so many years. And it's like what else is there to say about that, to be honest? Like it's just that good. Um so yeah, if you have not listened to Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd yet, go listen to that after this live stream or when I end it. Um, go listen to it because it is truly a work of art. And if I had to rank it out of all his albums, honestly, my top my top 3 album of his, I feel like Hurry Up Tomorrow I know my number 1 album of his. My number 1 album of his is After Hours. I will always love that album. Um, Hurry Up Tomorrow, I honestly would put that at a number 2 because the album was just that good. And then my number 3 album, I'm, like, tied between Starboy and Dawn FM because Dawn FM was really good. Like, it goes transition after transition after transition, and it's like, wow. But Starboy, it's like Starboy's a classic album. But yeah, I honestly think a lot of people should go through the Weeknd's discography because I feel like just besides, like, the last 3 albums, I feel like the whole thing, you kinda it kinda tells a story behind it. But, like, it's mostly those last 3 though, that it's really, like, a story. And also, forgot to mention one more thing about the Hurry Up Tomorrow era, whatever. He's actually coming out with a movie for it. I know it's gonna be starring him, Jenna Ortega, and somebody else. Forgot who. But he's there's gonna be a movie coming out, and I guess it kinda tells the story about that album, which I will be seeing it because I wanna see how that plays out. And, like, I know, like, a lot of people may be skeptical about seeing it only because his last show that he was on, or he produced, whatever, The Idol, it kinda got a lot of criticism, but I don't know, I kinda wanna see how this one plays out because I wasn't expecting a movie for an album. So and I saw the trailer, and the trailer looks really interesting, so I'm like, "Okay, now I really need to go see it." It comes out in May, I don't know the exact date, but I know it comes out in May. So, I will be seeing that when it comes out in theaters. So yeah. But I think that's all for today. I don't really have anything else to say. Like I said, if you have not listened to The Weeknd's album yet, go listen to it once this ends. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And yeah, stay warm out there and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.